Number 1. September 17th, 2021. Two friends set off on a motorcycle trip to explore the Austin Dam and the ruins of an old abandoned paper mill in Pennsylvania. Their journey was recorded and later uploaded to a small YouTube channel called Swordfire. The channel had been around for over 8 years, mostly sharing everyday life and personal moments. Never anything creepy, until this video. While on their way, one of the motorcycles got a flat tire. By chance, they ran into the cousin of one of the friends, who was also dealing with car trouble. The cousin talked a bit about the location they were heading to, sharing some unsettling stories that sparked their curiosity even more.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Paper mill's haunted as shit, because I went there the one night, me and my buddies. We all went over there, and we were drinking a little bit, but yeah, like, I was like 2 beers in, and I'm like, dude, I must be like,
oh, bubbling out. It's burping, probably. It's probably just burping.
Good. Anyways, yeah. I saw some, I was like 2 beers in, and I'm like, I can't be this drunk already. Like, for shit, start moving off the walls, and then my buddy caught it on camera that, like, something ran behind us.
No kidding.
On Snapchat, like, he caught it on camera and everything.
Dude, I'm gonna be down there trying to get some
yeah, there's definitely shit down there.
Heck
I don't care what she says. There's shit down there.
The site they were exploring was deep in the woods, surrounded by thick trees and brush. As they moved inside the ruins, it quickly became clear the building was in bad shape. The floor was unstable, with holes scattered everywhere. Right in the middle of one room, there was a large opening about 8 feet wide that dropped down to a flooded basement below. The air smelled strange and damp, adding to the eerie feeling, but they decided to keep exploring.
Jimmy's cousin said this is the spot where they dropped that body off 5 years ago. Okay. They killed him. They dropped the body off down in here. Damn. It's wild, man. Definitely creepy down there. You want to take a look? Absolutely. There's woods. No. My God.
One of the more unsettling parts of their visit was learning that a body had reportedly been found in that basement years ago. That fact alone gave the place an even creepier vibe. Throughout the day, the surroundings reminded one of the friends of something from a fantasy movie, like ancient ruins left behind by a lost civilization.
That's a solid 25 feet off the ground.
It is. It's reinforced well, but I don't know if it's worth the risk.
I'm gonna do it.
You gonna do it?
I'm totally gonna do it.
After exploring almost every part of the building, they made their way to the underground level. That's when things got really strange.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
See it right there?
What is it?
A bone. Bone.
I don't see it. Oh, it is. What the fuck? Holy smokes. What was that? Hello?
Yep, get the f out of there. Whoa. Yep, no more of that.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
They noticed something stuck in a nearby beaver dam, what appeared to be a bone. As they looked closer, a loud, unexplained noise suddenly echoed through the space. It was sharp, unexpected, and completely terrifying. The moment felt raw and real, the kind of fear that hits you so hard your body reacts before your brain can process it. They had no idea what caused the noise. It could have been someone seeking shelter, or it could have been something else entirely. Whatever it was, that moment was one of the creepiest they'd ever experienced, and it left them rattled. Number 2, on April 13th, 2025, a Turkish YouTube channel called Outdoor Family shared a video that started off as a peaceful spring camping trip, but quickly turned into a struggle against the weather. The channel is usually known for calm, family-friendly adventures in nature, quiet lakes, forest getaways, and relaxing outdoor moments. But this time, their trip didn't go as planned. The day began perfectly. Flowers were blooming, birds were singing, and frogs croaked in the background as the family set up camp near a small, beautiful lake. The kids explored while the adults pitched the tent with no trouble. Even with a little wind and mud, the mood was happy and lighthearted. They sipped tea and enjoyed the fresh air. But by the afternoon, things began to change. Clouds rolled in, and a light rain started to fall. Soon it got heavier, and thunder rumbled through the trees. Staying calm, the family took shelter in their car, hoping to wait it out. For a while it seemed to work. The rain would come and go, so they tried returning to their tent. That's when the wind suddenly became much stronger. The tent couldn't hold up. It started bending and collapsing, parts of it breaking under the pressure. Mud was everywhere, and the thunder got even louder. The storm wasn't passing. It was getting worse.
Nasıl ısınmış?
Evet hava çok tutuyor. Evet.
Hava çıktı ya. Toparlayalım arabaya.
Tamam canım tamam. Hadi.
Kapat.
Realizing it wasn't safe to stay, the family decided to pack up and leave. But even that wasn't easy. The car struggled to move through the soaked, muddy ground. Debris was flying around the site. What was supposed to be a relaxing trip had quickly become a chaotic rush to get out of the storm. Unlike stories where something paranormal drives people away, this experience was a reminder that nature itself can be the biggest challenge. One moment, the forest feels like a peaceful escape. The next, it turns wild and unpredictable. You don't need ghosts or strange figures to feel uneasy out there. Sometimes, nature alone is enough. Number 3, meet Chris and Meg, the duo behind the YouTube channel Back in Time, known for exploring long-forgotten locations scattered across the UK. In this video, they step inside what appears to be a completely abandoned farmhouse, decayed, dust-covered, and eerily still. As they film, viewers are taken through rooms that seem untouched for decades. Cobwebs hang like curtains, dead animals lie lifeless on the floor, and everything points to one conclusion: no one lives here. Or so they thought. Things take an unexpected turn when they spot a new working light bulb. It's a small but alarming detail. Who would have installed that? Pushed by curiosity, they climb the creaking stairs, unaware of what's waiting for them.
Beauty, this process. Try to put a light a bit better on there, but look at that bed. Zero frame. So they've still got the old bag. That's what the old people use these days, don't they? Get all their shopping in. Little table there with a few bits. Loving that wardrobe.
I'm just waiting for you. Yeah.
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
What?
Fucking hell, man!
You live in here. You can't live in here. Yeah?
No!
But we can't.
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you okay?
Yeah, thank you.
We thought
How did you get in?
there's a window there's a window that's open downstairs.
Window open.
Yeah.
Open the window. What we do,
We do
take
videos
pictures of like old farmhouses because we're really interested in them.
Oh.
We thought it was abandoned because of the.
No.
You live in here.
Oh no!
You live in here. Is there no way you can go and look at it? Do you not think it's a bit?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Do you not got family?
No.
You haven't.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I've got anybody.
Upstairs in a dim bedroom barely lit, Chris casually comments on the antique furniture and faded decor, until a sudden movement freezes them in place. Beneath the grime and tattered sheets, an elderly woman stirs. She isn't a ghost, but very much alive. Her presence sends shockwaves through the exploration. The woman, disoriented and soft-spoken, explains that she lives there. Her name is Jane, and despite the surroundings, she calls this decaying structure home. Chris and Meg are stunned. They gently ask how she survives in such harsh conditions. Jane explains she has no family to care for her and nowhere else to go.
I've not got any kids and not got any
Who
grandkids.
farms this then?
Yeah, it's farm there, yeah.
So is this not your farm then?
No,
Is this your house?
no,
It's not your house?
no,
So do you just live here then?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry. We didn't realise because of all the cobwebs and all the decay. We just assumed that it was abandoned.
Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What about food? How do you eat?
Where?
How do you eat food?
Yeah.
Do you eat food?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
What do you do in the day then?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
No.
I was going to say to you, well, we're going away for the weekend, but we're back on Sunday or Monday. If there's anything that we can come and give to you, 'cause we're only down the road.
Do you need any food or anything?
Like, if we can come and drop something off on Monday or something for you, anything like, they're your slippers.
Yeah.
Do you want some new? Do you need some new slippers? Do you need
Get
anything?
you some new slippers and some nice blankets.
No, I don't want you to.
I know, but you know what? If I had room in my house, I'd tell you. I'd say, "Come on, you come to live with me."
Conversation continues, details begin to shift. Jane admits the farmhouse isn't hers, and she's lived there since 1993. Despite their offer to bring her essentials, like food, clean bedding, and warm clothes, Jane politely declines, insisting she's fine. As the video closes, Chris reveals something even more unsettling. After digging into Jane's background, he learns that her situation may not be as isolated as she claimed. It turns out Jane has a husband who checks in and a brother who has offered help. Even social services are aware of her case, but for reasons unknown, she chooses to live this way, declining all support. This exploration, meant to uncover a forgotten farmhouse, instead unveiled a haunting reality, one of loneliness, secrets, and a quiet life hidden in plain sight. Whether Jane is simply misunderstood or choosing her own path in defiance of others' concern, this encounter stays with you long after the screen fades to black. Number 4. Meet Kevin and Jamie, the team behind the channel Don't Blink Paranormal. They specialize in late-night investigations at places most people wouldn't dare visit. Their videos often follow clues submitted by viewers through the Randonautica app, leading them to locations rumored to have paranormal activity, and sometimes those clues hit far too close to home. Their first destination this time brought them back to a place they knew all too well.
It brought us to here.
Babe,
This is
where it began. This is where it all began with the stalker. This is where we found the note on our car when we was driving down the road.
we were over there when we noticed them.
Left a box, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was with a box.
I remember.
I think it was a
Like a heart thing.
heart-shaped box, yeah.
The site where a past stalking incident had shaken them. It was here that they once discovered a strange note on their car and caught a glimpse of someone watching them. Returning to this spot stirred up uneasy memories. Not long after arriving, they heard what sounded like distant screams echoing through the trees. As they continued deeper into the woods, odd things started happening.
There's people screaming.
Yeah, there are people screaming.
As they cautiously move through the woods, their exploration reveals oddities.
I don't know. Stuff's all lit up. Can you just have a light go off for me?
Yes.
I literally said this stuff's all lit up, and the light went off. Look like things.
Right there. See it?
Uh-uh.
Right there.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's a burnt tree. Good Lord. Well,
Whoa.
don't you find that odd that it's the only burnt
Yeah,
tree?
that's what it said. That was not a squirrel.
That wasn't a squirrel. But don't you find that odd? That it's the
that's
only burnt
thing
tree?
that's burnt. What was I about to say?
A light flickered out just after they pointed it out, and they came across a single charred tree standing alone among untouched ones, something that felt out of place and eerie. Their Randonautica coordinates led them to an even stranger find.
Don't you find this odd?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
What is that? Are we sure that's not a skunk?
What the fuck is that? No, that's a skunk. But it's a stuffed animal.
A stuffed animal resembling a skunk, sitting oddly alone in the forest. Just as they spotted it, they were startled by an unexplained noise nearby, giving them the creeping sense that they weren't alone. Their next location, suggested by a viewer named Larry, was the ominous All Hallows Cemetery. There they used a spirit communication app to reach out to any possible presence. The moment Kevin asked who was with them, a loud surrounding noise erupted.
App. The moment he asks who is present, a loud, unidentifiable noise erupts, seemingly surrounding their car, causing genuine panic.
Okay. Who's here with us right now? What the fuck is it? Fuck that.
What are you doing?
Babe. Fuck that. What the fuck is that?
Then they noticed something odd, a fresh smear of mud on the car that hadn't been there before, hinting that someone or something might have touched the vehicle.
Wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember that being on the car.
What
It looks like
the fuck?
mud was just like smudged on there. Like, you're blinding
Well, then
me.
get out of my light.
As the Spirit app continued, it began delivering chilling messages warning them to be cautious. Soon after, they heard what sounded like knocking on their car, followed by the app confirming the noise with the words, "Of course." For their final adventure of the night, a prompt called Creepy Toys directed them down narrow gravel roads to an isolated, messy patch of land near a pond.
That sounded like it was on your car.
That did sound like it was on the car.
It sounded like somebody running.
I hope I got that knocking on here though.
I don't know. But it sounded like somebody knocked on your car. It really did.
That's weird.
There's been all kinds of stuff.
Of course.
Of course. I don't know. It just said of course. Creepy Toys by
What?
Creepy Toys by Ronald Tomlin. This is friggin' creepy.
This place is creepy at night.
There. It's on that way.
What is this though? Like a little friggin' pond or something. I thought it was a lake.
After searching through the debris, they spotted something tucked high in a tree, a strange crow-like doll clutching a small white ghost figure. The bizarre appearance of this figure, along with the creepy location and the fact that it was hidden in such a deliberate way, made it one of the most disturbing moments of the night. Despite
Behind you. Bam.
Where?
Right there. Is that a doll? What is that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's in the tree.
Oh, okay. I see it.
What is that?
Better not be a doll.
It's a fucking doll.
Hey, what is that?
What is it?
It's holding something.
What is it on? Oh, hell no.
Oh my god. That's a little ghost it's got.
Fucking toy.
Freaking creepy.
I don't know, but I'm taking
I
it.
don't know what it is. What is it?
It looks like a crow.
It looks like a doll-ish.
I'm keeping it. I'm going to put it with
Is
the
it
other.
stuffed with
I.
straw? What are we doing?
Despite the discomfort, Kevin decided to take the strange doll with him, adding it to a growing collection of odd finds from past investigations. This series of events stood out not just for the potential paranormal activity, but because of the way everything felt so intentional, from the burnt tree to the stuffed animal to the haunting figure in the tree. It raised the unsettling question, are they simply following random points, or is something or someone actively trying to lead them into these experiences? As they drove off into the night, the strange figure now sitting in their car, they were left with more questions than answers. Number 5, Ads Ventures, a YouTuber known for his peaceful van life and camping videos, decided to take on a special Halloween adventure, an overnight trip deep in a remote forest. His usual content focuses on calm nature settings, but this particular night took a chilling turn. After parking his van near the edge of the woods, he walked toward his campsite, passing an old church and a shadowy cemetery under the cold glow of moonlight. While preparing a simple hot chocolate, something subtle yet eerie moved in the background, barely noticeable on first watch, but clearly captured on camera. Soon after, strange sounds began echoing from within the trees. Small orbs of light flickered in the distance, drawing his attention deeper into the forest.
I've come up to the bit where the light was just shining. What? He's moved. I'm gonna have to go and check that out. Where the hell?
As he explored, a brief silhouette was illuminated by his light, tall and motionless, before vanishing into the dark. Though it only appeared for a second, the figure's presence was enough to send a wave of unease over the entire camp. The more he looked, the less he could explain. Flickering lights, strange shapes, and a growing sense of being watched shifted the trip from peaceful to unsettling.
I swear, it was. I think I'm gonna go this way, to be honest with you. What the hell? That is a person. I'm not even joking. What the f? I can't see anything. Oh.
Viewers later debated whether what he captured was an elaborate prank, staged for Halloween, or something truly unexplainable. But no matter the theory, one thing was certain. The forest that night was hiding something. Whether it was a trick of the shadows or a real encounter, Ad's Halloween campout became one of his most unnerving experiences on camera. Number 6, James had been deep into the production of his own horror film, aiming for authenticity by recreating a ritual scene based on obscure research. On April 7th, 2012, he set up a prop altar and staged an eerie ritual site in the middle of the dense Tennessee woods. After a long day of shooting, he packed up his gear and left for the night, planning to return the next day to continue filming. But when he came back, something felt off. As he moved through the familiar trail, he spotted a strange shape among the trees. It wasn't there the day before. At first glance, it looked like it could be part of the forest, maybe a stump or an oddly shaped tree. But on closer inspection, it stood out. It was tall, dark, and perfectly still. Its silhouette didn't match anything James had seen in the woods before, despite years of hiking the same paths. Even more unnerving, the figure was positioned exactly where he had placed the ritual setup just 24 hours earlier.
I walked 100 miles through these woods. Never seen that shape before right there. See it. It's got a funny head shape. It wasn't here earlier. Yeah, no, it's not a stump. It's not a broken tree or whatever. I don't know. It looks like it's connected right there, but it's not. I've been over there 1,000 times.
It didn't move. It didn't react. It only watched. Feeling unsettled, James eventually left the area.
Yeah, I look some way.
Returning after nightfall to find the figure gone. The woods were silent again, and nothing seemed out of place. Whether it was an elaborate prank, an illusion, or something truly summoned by the scene he had staged, one thing was clear. Something had been there, and for a brief moment, it was watching him from the shadows. Number 7, Franco, the explorer behind the Franco Travels YouTube channel, is known for venturing into eerie, abandoned places all over the world. But during one of his solo expeditions in Chile, What began as a standard urban exploration quickly turned into something far more disturbing, an experience rooted not just in the paranormal, but in very real human darkness. The location was a massive abandoned factory with a grim history. Local stories claim that the former owner would secretly bury workers who died on the premises, never informing their families. After her death, human remains were discovered throughout the property, hidden in cellars, under floors, and in shallow graves.
The owner would just take those bodies and just bury it all around the factory, which is ridiculous. No one knew about it for years until after she passed away. Then they found human remains or excrements or whatever thrown around the graveyard, or the factory, which is pretty much a graveyard. And that's how this place got its notoriety.
The factory had essentially become a mass grave in disguise. Franco aimed to explore the site during the daytime, hoping to avoid the dangers of navigating such a large and decayed structure at night. But not long into his walkthrough, he began spotting signs of someone, or several people, currently living inside.
Oh, shit. Look at this. Someone is definitely living out here. Look. It's like somebody's rations, some medication. What is that called? Prospirol claftatorio. And some pills. A knife. And this is their belongings. I definitely gotta be careful. Garlic. And some more spoons. Now that I just seen somebody's secret living area in here, it kind of got me a little bit more paranoid, because the stuff in here does not look old, so it looks like it's still in use.
Hidden among the debris were rationed food, medications, clothing, utensils, and even a knife. The setup looked recent, not like it had been abandoned long ago.
And I'm already seeing clothes. Hola? Oh my god, it smells pretty bad in here. So, I am definitely not gonna be the only one here. There's stuff everywhere. Oh, that's very enlightening. Pictures of guns. Hopefully this person is not armed. Some trash. This is their shoe. And a Bible.
As he ventured deeper, he came across more belongings, religious items, photos of weapons, and the unmistakable stench of something rotting. The feeling of being watched grew stronger with every step. Footsteps echoed faintly. Distant sounds of movement came from deeper within the structure. At times, it felt as though someone was following just out of sight. Escape wasn't simple. Many exits were blocked by metal gates or collapsed structures. The building's decaying layout had become a dangerous maze, and every turn led Franco closer to more unsettling discoveries.
I can't even get through. So one of the rumors that I heard about this place was that apparently all these cars are pretty much the vehicles of the victims that passed away in car accidents. And their cars are completely totaled. And sometimes a passenger or the driver or a family member passed away in the car. They don't want the car anymore, so they completely junk it or whatever. And either all or some of these cars are cars from people who passed away in a car accident. So that's some food for thought. I mean, just looking at how it looks like just walking through here doesn't look like anybody made it. Looks like something you would see in a tornado.
One area was filled with wrecked vehicles. Locals claimed these were from deadly car accidents, and the owners had left the vehicles behind due to the trauma tied to them. Twisted metal, shattered windshields, and scattered clothing gave silent testimony to violent ends. Eventually, Franco came upon a chilling statue, an effigy of the factory's former owner, whip in hand, a symbol of her iron rule. She had managed the place with cruelty, and her legacy lived on not as reverence, but as fear. The figure stood as a grim reminder of everything the site represented: death, secrecy, and oppression. Franco didn't come face to face with whoever was inhabiting the factory, but the signs were unmistakable. Someone was there. Someone knew he was inside, and they never showed themselves. This exploration wasn't just haunted by the past. It was still very much alive, unpredictable, and dangerously real. Number 8. Sarah, the adventurer behind the YouTube channel Wandering Gypsy, is no stranger to solitude. With her dog as her faithful companion, she travels the country in her Jeep Wrangler, capturing the raw beauty of nature and the freedom of life on the road. But during a quiet solo trip into the remote backcountry of southern Utah, what should have been a peaceful evening under the stars quickly took a sinister turn. It was November 25th, 2024. After a long day of driving, Sarah came across an isolated scenic campsite surrounded by nothing but open wilderness. As always, before settling in, she carefully scouted the area on foot, checking for signs of animals, people, or anything unusual. Everything seemed perfect. No signs of recent activity, just birdsong and the stillness of nature.
Place that I'm setting up camp at, and just scope the area out. Make sure there's no crazy people hiding in the bushes or behind the rocks. Or wild animals. No signs of humans. No signs of wildlife. Just hear a bunch of crazy birds chirping. And one of the things I like to do when setting up camp too is scoping out the place, is look on the ground for like wild animal.
Confident in her safety, she began setting up camp, preparing a simple, cozy evening. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Sarah brewed a cup of tea, sat back with her dog, and prepared to enjoy the solitude. But the peace didn't last long. Out of nowhere, a lone vehicle appeared at the edge of the dirt road, oddly out of place in such a remote location. It didn't drive away. Instead, it sat idling, occasionally shifting positions, as if the driver was unsure or watching. Something about the behavior was off. Sarah, trusting her instincts, quietly set her phone to record and placed it on her dashboard. The air grew heavy with tension. Minutes ticked by. The car didn't leave. Sarah remained calm but started discreetly packing some of her things. Preparing for the possibility that she might need to get out quickly. Then the vehicle finally began to move, slowly rolling past her camp. As it did, Sarah got a good look at the driver, a man wearing a face mask, staring directly at her. He didn't speak. He didn't wave. He just stared, his eyes locked on her with an expressionless, almost eerie intensity. It was a look that stuck with her long after the encounter. That moment confirmed everything her gut had been telling her. The peacefulness she once felt was gone, replaced by vulnerability. She didn't wait to find out if he'd come back. Without hesitation, Sarah packed up the rest of her camp and drove off into the night, shaken but safe. She may never know who that man was or what he wanted. But one thing was clear. Had she ignored that uneasy feeling, things could have ended very differently. Number 9. Gaz, a seasoned adventurer known for his peaceful camping trips with his trusty dog Fendi, set out for what was supposed to be another quiet night in nature. The day started off like any other, a scenic hike through the woods under a clear blue sky. Gaz chatting casually with Fendi while making his way toward a spot he'd scoped out earlier for the night. Along the way, he stumbled upon an old makeshift shelter, clearly someone's DIY effort. Intrigued, he paused to admire it and eventually bumped into a fellow hiker named Anthony.
Might have to find somewhere a bit different. Mind you, it is a bit early. There's another corridor into some more dwellings, another little village. This would be my preferred spot with this view out over here. And the sun will rise, the sun will set over there, and it should rise over there somewhere. So I'd love to pitch tent here and get a nice sunrise in the morning and a sunset tonight.
The two exchanged a few words, with Anthony sharing how he'd been rebuilding these stone structures that vandals had knocked down.
No, did they?
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Some idiots about it now.
Yeah, well, I came up Sunday morning and rebuilt it all this.
Are you a wall, are you?
Yeah, I did dry stone wall. All that was smashed off, all that ought to be smashed off, and all this down here, all that had been, so I've rebuilt it all again.
Yeah.
Got here at 7 in the morning and didn't finish till about 12.
Good lad. Yeah, it's a nice...
You know, you're doing a really good job, you're doing a really good job, I thought, yeah.
Give us a hand then.
Yeah.
It was a wholesome moment, a sign of community and care in the wild.
They were telling me all about how we've been rebuilding these because people keep coming up and smashing them down, these cairns.
As the sun began to set, Gaz set up his tent with a perfect view of the horizon, poured himself a glass of wine, and cooked up a quick meal. Classic spaghetti bolognese. The night seemed perfect, the kind of serene experience he lived for.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I had one of these in that long. Forgot to take that out.
Later, the duo took a nighttime stroll through the woods. Gaz mused about what life might have been like in this remote place back in the 1800s. No electricity, just stars, campfires, and cold nights. It was a charming thought, and the glowing eyes of a nearby moth added a bit of eerie fun to the walk.
Little moth there. Can you see his eyes glowing up red? Bet you can't, can you? Let's see what's down here. Imagine living up here back in like the 1800s or whatever. No electricity, no running water, nothing. You just have to have a campfire, wouldn't you, with your mates, huddled up together to keep warm. Look at the night sky as well. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, stars are out tonight.
But that calm didn't last. In the dead of night, strange noises started outside his tent. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, and close.
Get my head down for a bit on this crappy mat. If anything happens, then I'll let you know. Yes, I'm outside. Hello?
Gaz froze. He called out twice, no reply. With tension high, he unzipped his tent and stepped into the dark forest, armed only with a flashlight. Nothing, no movement, no voice, just silence, and the unsettling sense that someone or something...
Hello? Fendi, shut up.
was watching. Fendi seemed restless too, sensing something that Gaz couldn't see. The rest of the night passed in a fog of anxiety and shallow sleep.
Maybe not Noya, isn't it? Haven't been out for ages. Well, we've had a nap and this pad's flat as a pancake again. Oh. So I'm going to pack up and doodle.
As soon as the sun rose, Gaz packed up and got out of there fast. Whatever was out there, it made one thing clear. Gaz wasn't alone that night, and he still has no explanation for the footsteps in the dark.